Okay, two things before we start, Mo.
Just two?
Yeah, two. Well, you know how this is going to go. I'll probably constantly layer it anyway.
Of course, like an onion.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Okay, first one. Does my microphone sound okay this time around?
It does indeed. I do know you guys were having some trouble last time.
Yeah, we had a little bit of fun with the microphones, and it still didn't turn out the greatest, but it was listenable. Is that a word?
Of course, everything's a word.
Okay. Second thing. Do you think the space heater chat we're about to do will sound any more interesting than the phone call we had this morning?
That's a good question, right? Very good question.
Do you want to fathom a guess now, or do you want to just look back on it at the end?
I mean, it's always nice to reminisce.
No. I mean, like after we're done with this after we're done, as we finish up.
Yep, that's what I mean.
Look back on it.
Absolutely.
Say, okay, well, we'll rate it. I guess we're gonna give it a mark at the end.
Exactly.
All right. So this time around, we had planned to do a regular episode.
We did indeed.
But then, James, Amy, Kevin, they all have lives.
Is that not a nice thing that they have lives and we don't?
It's a wonderful thing, I think. Right? I think it's a great thing. I mean, I'm still recovering from the work week, and it's my Sunday. But so it's just me. It's just Mike and Mo talking for this time around. As we begin, well, as we open the account for December, so December 6th, 2025. Yeah, I think we can meet quota this month.
I mean, maybe we might have to meet over quota this month.
Oh yeah, we might. Well, I think we'll do I think I'll have time to even try a stream, right? And there's some new stuff I want to test out on the stream. So something there's a tune in for that at some point. Okay, so there are a couple things we want to talk about. One is anime related, and it's really the biggest story of the week, and we'll get to that a bit later. The second thing, and this is sort of, I think, a quasi-tradition, because if you remember, a little over 4 years ago, 2021, just after the opening ceremonies for the Tokyo Olympics, Mo and I came on. We talked about the pop culture references and everything surrounding the opening ceremonies. And when actually the one thing that Mo and I did talk about this morning was whether or not we should do another type of this space heater. And if we were going to go through with this space heater, it was a good possibility it would be like separate recordings. But since no one else is here tonight, I think we can just do it all at once here. But with the FIFA World Cup draw happening yesterday, and being the sports nut, the quasi sports nuts that a few of us are here. Too bad James is not here, so we can rag on England tonight.
I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like there's a good chance that they might bring it home.
Oh, yeah, they bring it home, yeah, or it's going home somewhere else. We don't. Really, we can look at the groups a bit later on, but because that's not really what people are talking about when it comes to the World Cup draw.
Of course not.
No, of course it's not. And look, Brian Williams, and not the disgraced former anchor at NBC. No, the Order of Canada sports anchor here in Canada, Brian Williams. He once said, as much as, and he said of the IOC, as much as the IOC says they don't want politics to come into sport, the second you bring in the flags of different nations, it really can't be anything but. Right? So, and, with everything that happens in the IOC and then everything that happens within FIFA, and then pair that with, well, where we stand in the world. Did you watch any? First of all, did you watch any of the World Cup final draw yesterday?
I did indeed watch some of it, not all of it, but some of it. I think that it's very, very exciting times. It's gonna be very good for the city and the country as a whole.
Well, no, this is not what we're here to talk about. And it will be, but okay. If you want to just gloss over the draw for a couple seconds, 6 games take place here in Toronto for the FIFA World Cup. The first game will be Canada's first game, and right now that their opponent for that game is to be determined, and it could very well be Italy.
I will say that will be very. I mean, that is most likely what's going to happen. But
it should, yes, it should.
Fingers crossed for them North Ireland people. They're fighting Irish. They might have a chance.
For the other parts of for the 2 parts of Great Britain that are also in that.
Exactly.
All right. So, or is it UK? I don't know. So that's well, who knows? I mean, the worry is that Canada could play a match at home, and they would be pretty much the visiting team. Certainly not the team that people will be rooting for in the stands. That's the scenario that could happen if Italy gets through, and that game would take place in Toronto.
I mean,
Toronto does have that type of Italian diaspora population, so
it does. That's true. Big Croatian population too, big English population. I think it's just gonna be fun all around. It's gonna be nice having all these matches in the town. But if Italy does proceed to make it through, and it is Canada versus Italy, that'd be something, man. That'd be really something.
Oh, do you want to okay? Since we're on the topic of what is it? Yeah, well, since we're on the topic of Toronto and the World Cup, do you want me to quickly list the games that'll happen at what will at that point be called Toronto Stadium?
Do you have the list? Do you have the list?
Yeah, I do have the list right now.
Let's go through it.
Okay, so Friday, June 12th, 3 p.m., Canada versus UEFA Playoff A, Italy, Northern Ireland, Wales, or Bosnia and Herzegovina. Wednesday, June 17th, a Group L matchup, Ghana versus Panama, 7 p.m. Saturday, June 20th, Group E, Germany and Cote d'Ivoire. That's not bad. That doesn't sound bad. Tuesday, June 23rd, another Group L matchup, Panama again, but this time against Croatia, 7 p.m. By the way, the Germany Ivory Coast game, 4 p.m. And then the final group match is set for Friday, June 26th, Group I. It's Senegal against a playoff winner, and this one will be between 3 teams: Bolivia, Suriname, and Iraq. So it'll be one of those teams. 3 p.m. On Friday, June 26th, and it will have one knockout game, around a 32 game. The winners of Group L, 2 runners up from Groups K and L.
Yep, July 2nd. It's gonna be right after Canada Day.
Yeah, so those are that's the plan. Vancouver gets 7 games. Toronto gets 6. And the additional game that Vancouver gets is a round of 16 game. So a second level knockout game, right? But all of Canada's remaining group matches will take place in Vancouver. So the Switzerland and Qatar games will take place there. Australia and UEFA C, so Turkey, Romania, Slovakia, Kosovo, at midnight Eastern time. Oh, that could be that sounds good. Midnight Eastern time in Group D. Saturday, June 13th, June 18th, Canada and Qatar, 6 p.m. our time, Group B. Sunday, June 21st. These are the Vancouver games. New Zealand and Egypt. Sounds nice. Mohamed Salah could be there. 9 p.m.
Nice.
I presume he'll be on the team. Wednesday, June 24th, Canada's remaining group game against Switzerland, 3 p.m. Friday, June 26th, Group G, New Zealand and Belgium, and then the 2 knockout games on July 2nd. The runners up from Group K against a third place team from any of groups E, F, G, I, and J, and then a round of 16 game to end it off on July 7th. That's the planned schedule. It might be worth noting that should Canada win Group B and be in the knockout stages, at least the round of 32 game will take place in Vancouver, and that seemingly would sub out one of the other two knockout games that are presently scheduled. I would presume it would be something like that, but that's to be, I guess, determined. So
it feels like there's a lot more this time around, logistic wise. I mean, they're double the nations this time, right? It's 40 something.
48. Actually, it's 48 instead of 32. So they added another 50%.
A lot of countries.
Yeah, a lot, and 104 matches for that World Cup. So that's the plan. Yes or no? Do you think Blue Lock will see a revival next year?
Oh, that's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. Maybe, possibly. It did last time around. I remember the last time around was pretty big.
Yeah, it gained attention when Japan went on their run. And my answer is it's related to how Japan does. So, and I know they faced the Netherlands in their group, if I remember correctly. So that's yeah. I guess we'll talk about that a little bit more. But that's not what we really want to talk about during that during the World Cup draw.
No,
not really what was on my mind for me.
Not either.
I'm going to use the word top cringe to describe my reaction towards watching some of that. Because award shows like the Oscars, like the Emmys, maybe not the Grammys as much, but there's always going to be like a rather cringy moment, right? Like,
absolutely.
Going as high as Will Smith slap on Chris Rock, to just maybe the odd joke that falls flat. I think we saw. I think what the cringe factor, or the cringe meter during this draw, this World Cup draw, probably is worse than the last 5 Oscars combined. And I think the last 5 Oscars does include the Will Smith Chris Rock incident.
No, I agree. I just don't know what they were thinking. Like, I don't know, man. Preparation.
Football brings peace. Well, because I think it's one prep. I think FIFA, and like I have yet to watch the Netflix documentary, right? I think FIFA has, through all of its history, and you look at its presidents, Sepp Blatter, of course, João Havelange, right now with Infantino. I think, and you just see it in it. I think it's just, you see it in its history. FIFA has a bloated opinion of itself and its place in the world. Football brings peace. Football is a microcosm of the world. I think I'll agree with that. It's just, I think FIFA has, to me, I just think FIFA has thinks too much of itself about being a force of good in the world, especially since, like, if it wasn't so, if it didn't have all its corruption issues, we could probably, at the very least, laugh a little bit about what they think of themselves. But because of all of this and the fact they think so highly of themselves, it's even more laughable, but I think sometimes I think more insulting too. About the type of about the way they look at themselves and what they think they are in the world.
I mean, in their defense, they've been at it for a while, I guess, and it's not so much them per se, but the concept of what they stand for, of the games in and of itself. The organization obviously is very corrupt, but the games are pretty nice.
Oh yeah, but And I think I could say that about and I think I know where you're going. It's like the Olympics too. You like to keep it as, purely for the sport,
Exactly.
right? And I love these spectacles as a just on its base, just to enjoy myself. But boy, you get so mindful of these things. Like as somebody like as a sports fan, and I brought a lot of that thinking, a lot of my thinking as a sports fan into the anime realm. You enjoy these things so much to watch them at its base level or at its top level, or whatever the term is, or whatever the proper term is. But what you see, what you normally see, just it's outdoor, outside level. And then when you start to dig deeper, it depresses you. Right? We're going to talk something pretty outrageous and depressing in a bit on the anime side. But then when you dig into the sports organizations like IOC and FIFA, and you hear all that happens in there, like, yeah, it just disheartens you. Like sometimes it's supposed to be about I guess it's supposed to be about the athletes, but sometimes it's a business too. And then, what else can you really say? I mean, there's people like in sport, there's cheating too, I guess. Whether it's on the field or behind the scenes. But and then now to state the obvious. Okay, you didn't see most of the ceremony, did you, Mo?
I missed a great part of it, especially the beginning. I did get in there middle of the way. I did like how technical it was.
You mean for the actual? Yeah, no, Rio Ferdinand, to his credit, actually handled that pretty well.
I was actually like a professor, like trying to give a lecture on why this isn't in this group.
And I appreciated it because it's we knew those type of things could come up, and there it's, and that's and those little stipulations have been in the past, but with 48 teams, those stipulations would be enforced even harder, and probably newer versions of them for starters, and little tweaks because of the playoffs that had yet to decide the rest of the field. Right? I thought, okay, but he had to. I really respected the way he did it, and remember, he's a former player, and a good one at that. So I think 20 some odd years ago, I think it was 15, 20 years ago, he was one of the tops that England had to offer. So that isn't where I was on this. It's just,
is it about the great one?
Well, I file that more under the general cringe. Have you seen so much ass kissing?
Oh man, imagine if it was ass kicking. That would be something.
That would be that might have been awesome.
And maybe ass kicking.
Yeah, no, but have you seen so much ass kissing?
I mean, to be fair,
so much public ass kissing.
To be fair, I think of it more of as a strategic preemptive ass kissing, more in the sense of how do you deal with a giant toddler that you know is going to have a temper tantrum? Well, you give them.
And this is something we talked about this morning in that phone call, right?
Yeah, just give them a giant lolly,
Yeah, that's I guess like Infantino is a supporter of Trump, but I mean, you did bring up, but that when you said that the exact same thing this morning, it did give me pause to thought. I can't say I'm not going to outright dismiss the idea, actually, right? You're right, because Trump could still pull off a bunch of shit before the World Cup that could affect the way the tournament goes,
and it can still happen even now.
But
the games are what in June? In June?
That's in June and July. Right? Yep.
Right. That's 6 months of anything.
And anything can still happen. He might make a couple of bold decisions. So Yeah, I guess that's where I was with that, right? I mean, the Peace Award, once again, the FIFA Peace Award, and I know there's a longer name to it, and I don't want to Google it right now because I want to save my breath for other stuff. But I was just thinking, well, it just comes back to my point about what I feel is FIFA's inflated opinion of itself and what it means in the world. That's what that's what I was getting at with the Peace Prize anyway. When I said that, it's vis-a-vis the Peace Prize that Donald Trump got.
It's weird. Is it supposed to be for like the host nation? Is that what it is, or just a general person? Like,
Just a general person. That it was meant to be a general person. Look. To be fair, and just so I can try and balance it out a little bit. In Canada, we have this award called the Order of Canada, or the Order of Hockey in Canada. I shit you not, Americans. We do have this award.
But that's more like a leftover realm. It's like a leftover thing from, monarchy times.
I don't know what it is. Like, it's a fairly recent thing, and like,
yeah, true.
like it's given out by it's a Hockey Canada thing. So at least it doesn't really involve a government, or a like an international sports governing body. It's just a Hockey Canada thing. But it just sounds so hokey to put it in those terms, right? The Order of Hockey in Canada, and I guess it's a. Okay, so I guess it's like a lifetime achievement award, for the game here. So okay, maybe that's not the greatest comparison.
No, this is. I think the greatest thing they can do is to have this after the games are done and over, to be like, we are suspending this award forever. There will only ever be one, and he received it. Congratulations, no more.
You think that would be the best thing to do? I think you're right. I actually agree, because it comes back to my point from earlier.
Football has united the world, and you are the uniter of the world, and that's it.
Oh my God! As I said, top cringe. That's just the fee. Okay. Oh, you put up the name.
Yeah, it's the thing that's going to unite the world.
And you also said in the notes, he shall not be named. I'm sorry. Do you want me to edit that out?
Well, hold on. There's that. You can edit stuff now. Is that an option?
No, I'm too lazy. Just quite honestly. But the FIFA Peace Prize, football unites the world. What the hell, man? But the thing is, like what made it what really made it cringy? Was it all the pomp and ceremony, 90 minute? Like they went through the whole ceremony for the better part of 90 minutes before they actually went to the draw, which took a little over.
I will say I think that the draw in and of itself is good. I do enjoy that happens, like little balls in a clear bowl and so forth. Mm-hmm. It makes it feel like one of those Powerball situations, like you're winning the lottery. But technically you are, but it's exciting. Yeah. And the fact that they got big celebrity, big sport names, Brady was there.
Well, there was something symbolic about the choices, or the choices on the outside. It was basically to have a representative of each of the big four sports in North America or in the U.S. Right. So Brady for the NFL, Shaq from the NBA, MLB Aaron Judge, but he's a current player. And then, of course, Gretzky in the NHL. So, where I was going also, you didn't see that they had a ceremonial ball, first ball, right? Like first ball picks, right?
Wait, what?
So, just before the draw, like
the country picks.
Yeah,
first. We got B, man. Go B.
No, yeah, it's just that like they had the. I keep forgetting Steinbaum, the Mexican president, Carney, or Steinbaum. Okay, or Scheinbaum.
She's shining, bro. Come on, man. She's gonna make Mexico great again. Come on.
I did say that. By the way, the Leafs just tied the game.
See, didn't I tell you? I told you, man. Come on. Speaking
Scheinbaum,
speaking of which,
Carney, and Trump came on the stage, and they symbolically, and they didn't. Infantino didn't really say it say it out loud, but looking back, they symbolically picked the three host countries' name for their official placing into the groups from three different pots. So Carney drew Canada. Carney drew Canada. Scheinbaum drew Mexico. Trump from his bowl drew the U.S. And then they were to formally choose that, to formally have their names called out and placed into their groups, which was already predetermined anyway. Right. So yeah. But I've never seen that. And as I said, if you want to see the end of the ass kissing
again, awesome. Freudian slip, man. I get it.
That was like Infantino hardly said anything to Scheinbaum and Carney, but he was like trying to really walk Trump through the process, even though the other two had went before.
It's the high ground, just just be the bigger people. It's all good.
Anyway, just putting that out there. And so that's I don't know. Is there anything else you want to say about the draw before we get to the other stuff that wasn't said properly? But
I just I think it was a nice little celebration, on a Friday. It was great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, lots to dissect on that one, and then that's for the so that's for the football podcasters to want to do, and the other stuff where people go. But I just thought, I want to talk about it just from that perspective, I guess. I can't say pop culture perspective, because although there were, I guess, a little bit, but I don't know. I just had to say that. I just want to get that off my chest after seeing all that yesterday.
I do look forward to a lot of people learning about a lot of nations that they did not know existed coming.
And who knows? They can probably pronounce those names properly by the end of it.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, man. We don't want to know
like Curacao, like
macadamium,
North Macedonia.
That was macadamia, man. Is it not nut based?
Look, I think like Wayne Gretzky, I think had a Kobayashi Maru regardless, right? And he did draw the ball that said Canada could face Italy too, right?
True.
But then he had the names like in his pot were the names of countries that you had to be careful, like you didn't always totally know the proper pronunciations for.
Why did he choose to go last? Was it like
no, it wasn't their choice.
What?
No, I don't know. Like, but the thing is, it wasn't like it was the pot four. It was pot four he had. Like, so seemingly the weakest. Like, maybe he should have gone first, because those were easy to. One, there would only have been 9 balls to draw, and they were all easy names to pronounce. Tom Brady always gets it easy, though, doesn't he? Because he pulled the ball.
I would have let him have it, man. I would have been like, no, I'm switching. The great one goes first. I'll go last, and I'll pronounce North Macadamian.
Well, I was about to say he's the broadcaster, but so is Shaq, actually.
Shaq too, yeah, true.
So I mean, everyone. Wayne Gretzky is the talk again in this country for all the wrong reasons. So he had a banger bookends for 2025, I must say.
I mean, to in his defense, I think people are going to remember this more than they are going to remember what happened at the beginning of the year.
Well, yeah, I think you're right. Because nobody really cared about the 4 nations back then. But people were paying. Exactly. But the world certainly was watching yesterday.
They were indeed. I think people also got a chance to see something else.
What was that?
We should probably, something fruit based.
Are we? Is this our segue?
I mean, it is a little fishy, isn't it? That this is our segue.
Very well, very good. That's a James Austin level segue right there. Okay, so James and I touched on it last week, and this was as everything was starting to develop. The whole controversy with Amazon and the English dubs they did. What were the 3 series that they did? Banana Fish was one of them.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Game No Life, and then what was the third one?
Because I would have forgotten the
Oh, Pet Anime.
huh?
Pet. Anywho, they did it for a couple other shows as well, including No Game No Life, which I thought was kind of wild.
Oh yeah, Vinland Saga. No Game No Life. No Game No Life Zero. Journal of Mysterious Creatures and Vinland Saga.
Yeah, that was weird.
And those ones remain actually, even though like there's already. But No Game No Life Zero and Banana Fish, those were removed. Some remain up. Some remain up, and some in Spanish remain up for those AI dubs. Needless to say, we expected a bit of a backlash and maybe a pullback, and both happened because Amazon has pulled some of them. Not all, apparently not all of them though, because which suggests to me, they're sorry, but only because they were caught. But and this tells you how much they know about anime fans. But then again, it's arguable how much Crunchyroll knows about anime fans too, because we've had that discussion, a version of that discussion before. But you cannot, in my observation of our fandom, it's really hard. I find it really hard to get anything past fandom, to get anything past fans. If they know something, if something's out there, it'll, no matter how hard you try and sneak it in, it'll be found out and then blown up to awesome proportions if it's bad.
Yeah, it's like, especially if you're trying to hide it, like
you're going to be found out. Fans, I think I said this in the merchandise space heater a couple of years ago. They demand legit. Our fans, like fandom demands legitimacy. They demand real goods. They demand quality. And that's what wasn't there.
Also, it sucked.
That's what I meant by the quality part of it.
True, but like it was really bad.
Well, okay. Did you like? I watched about a 2-minute, like a little bit of that video that was originally posted up, and listening to it.
Yeah, the one clip that's been going around.
Yeah, and then it was unwatchable. It makes to me the early English attempts at anime dubs. The early early attempts at English anime dubs, like from the 70s and 80s, makes them look real good. Not just, we praise them still. I think we praise those original dubs today because of the nostalgia factor. But on an acting level, maybe they weren't great, and that's okay because what did we know back then? What did we know about voice acting back then? Like over time, it's become a more serious art form. But the AI dubs, as I heard them, they were just unwatchable, unlistenable. Like you got the word, okay, you might have gotten the words down, but you certainly didn't get the intention down.
I think
you could see somebody getting shot in there. You could see people getting shot in these scenes, and people are holding or a woman holding a dying guy, and it just sounds, don't die on me, don't die. What?
I don't know, man. It's just, it takes away from everything that's being built, everything that was created so much that it's like just just
yeah. So where do we want to start the outrage train on this one? From the fans? I think as watchers, we're already expressing ourselves okay on that.
True. I think the response was uniformly in one direction. I think everyone kind of was on the same page, and I think it being bad helped in that case to like bolster everyone being like, "Yeah, this sucks. We should all stand against it." I just hope that like the reasoning is there as to why we should stand against it, not just because it's bad, but more of the sense of what it means ultimately for.
And I know where you're about to go with this, right? Johnny Young Bosch, I
Yes,
think, I know, put a tweet on X. Is that what, can we call it a tweet on X?
I think so, right? They're still called tweets.
Are they still referred to as tweets? I know he said, then what's the point of trying to get into this? Like, what's the point of trying to learn this art form then? Right. I know a former Dragon Ball voice actor like spoke out in during the immediate days or hours after this happened, and basically told I would not work for Amazon after this. And just to backtrack just a little bit, I re-listened to the end of the episode, to the end of the Space Heater, and we get to really have an understanding who allowed what concerning these dubs. Because James hinted, was it Amazon that wanted that greenlit this, or that greenlit these to go up, or was it the studios? Or as the week wore on, Kadokawa and Sentai have released statements denying any involvement in these works, in these recordings, much less approval.
I'm pretty sure this is all in Amazon's head, no?
Yeah, it does make a little bit more sense. But Amazon, but that puts the ball in Amazon's court then, right?
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure they have some polished response as to why this isn't violating whatever license agreements they have in place.
Which is part of the story, which is also part of this story, because people wonder if there's a violation of the licensing agreements for these shows to be on Prime. Amazon has yet to make any public response beyond just pulling some of these dubs. So that's where we sit at this point. Now, I think I know where you want to say, okay, we should be outraged as fans. We should be outraged as fans of actors who have gone out of their way in the last 30 years. Because we are approaching the better part of 30 years, at least in terms of this run of anime fandom. And this run of anime fandom, and I guess the run will never end now. But since anime fandom had its renaissance in the mid '90s, and over time, you had people who made those dubs, even going into the '80s in Robotech, who have polished the art over those years. From your Tony Olivers. And I'm trying to name some of those older Robotech actors, right? To like Tony Oliver is one of them because he played Rick Hunter. And I know I've met met a few of them because they came to Anime North, and I'm so sorry that right now those names don't come to mind. I'd have to look them up.
Gregory.
From which character? Because I know, like, but they use different names. I know that, but then to your Rachel Lillis's, to Veronica Taylor's, to Sarah Nactocini's, and list goes on and on and on. To Amanda Lee's. You just keep naming all the dub actors who have poured and become part of the culture, part of the North American part of anime fandom, who have ingrained themselves. Even Vic Mignogna.
Dude, come on, man. I was going to mention it, but I was like, let's not mention him.
Yeah,
I was
but
thinking, I was thinking more like the modern age, or like your Lauren Bailey's, your Yuri.
thank you.
Right?
Okay, so but the thing is, like, the fact is, he did become a thing, right?
Exactly.
He did become a thing, and a lot of these actors a lot of these voice actors have become things, and what they've done with it, then that's where the discussion really begins, I guess, right?
It's just very disheartening, very disheartening.
So, and I think I understood where you're going. We should be rising up for the right reasons, and I think I know where you're going on this. Can I play that theory?
Please do.
Okay. There's a reason they call them generative AI, right? It's because it learns.
Exactly.
Right?
It's not a thing that came out of nothing. It is based on something, and that something should be addressed.
Yeah, the basics of AI, of what's the word? AI, like the data you put into AI.
The large language models.
The AI modeling, that's the word I was looking for, the term I was looking for. The theory behind AI modeling, as I understand it, is it's not you feed information into it and then you tell it all these like aspects and all that stuff. It's you just tell it something, let it see what it comes out with, and then you tell it whether it's right or wrong, and then it just keeps working on it. That's why hence the idea it learns. Right? This is the first attempt at an AI dub. It learned that it wasn't good. It's going to try and learn to be better. So if given the chance, if Amazon is given further chances, any other attempts that'll come out from this point, whatever series that they still have licenses for, especially in the Noitama blocks, they could sound better. Because like we're telling it now, back to the worst at the very least, the AI that generated these dubs is being told at the very least go back to the drawing board, not stop, but go back to, like, it depends. We're trying to tell it to stop, but the person whatever body it is that will actually make that decision could still say go back to the drawing board, and it could get better. And then that's where the real dangers begin. Just like anything else concerning AI. This is where the specific dangers sort of begin for the actors, and where they should really start to worry about their livelihoods. Which, by the way, and that's not to mention what that livelihood is worth, which we've established over the last couple of years isn't much.
As sad as that is,
taking away the breadcrumbs, right? They aren't just slices of bread; they are breadcrumbs, and people want to take away that too. Somebody within one of the richest companies in the world thinks some actor, some damn good actors, don't deserve anything close to livable to pay. Don't deserve a couple bucks, much less 4 or 5 figures. And where the hell do the voices come from anyway? Because that's part of the modeling too, compiling the data, compiling the likenesses, compiling the actual sounds of the voices. That's why that's sort of what James Earl Jones sort of allowed for before he passed away. The use of the licensing of his own voice to be used in AI.
Yeah, Michael Caine's doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. So that's where. Yeah, so I think that's where you can disagree. I don't know if I got it right.
No, you did. I mean, honestly, for me, it's not so much that I'm not saying they shouldn't use it. I just feel like there should be proper guidelines and rules and regulations in regards to it.
And that's sort of when you look at the history of the development of AI. That's sort of that was the dilemma for much. That's been the real dilemma concerning it. Not the fact it's good. It's just, what are we using it for? And what are our guardrails with it?
Exactly.
Or what type of guardrails, or if any, that's the part. Okay. Are there going to be guardrails?
I would like there to be guardrails.
I think that's agreed upon, but it's largely agreed upon, but like with a lot of things, it'll always come down to, okay, what's it going to cost me if I have an investment in this? And that's sort of the story of a lot of what happened in OpenAI, right?
Yep.
Like it was meant to be, like, if you're to believe some of that story, the story behind the creation of OpenAI and how it's evolved and the people involved with it, it was supposed to have been a nonprofit, but the feeling was, as time went, it was obvious it needed the funds, so it had to be for profit. And depending on which version of the story you've heard, Elon Musk may actually be the good guy in it. Because he was the one, because he might have been the one that wanted to keep it as nonprofit as possible, if you're to believe the story. I mean, I remember like reading a Coles Notes version of that story. Right. And that's sort of the upshot of the conflict between Musk and Altman. But those are just some of the things to think about. Anyway. I'm gonna level with you. It's just a sort of look, having met a number of voice actors, whether they be Japanese, and I wonder if this is something that'll happen on the Japanese side, right? I wonder if this is something that'll happen on the Japanese side. I'd like to think not. You cannot predict the future. Having met a lot of English, my share of English actors, they give a damn about the art. So I have a great appreciation for the way they approach their characters, the way they research the characters, the fact that they put care into the characters they play because they become fans of them as well. I hearken back to Rachel Lillis's thoughts on playing Utena again. Or Sarah Nactocini's words as she completed playing Ash a couple of years ago. They had an appreciation for what it meant for them as artists and what their work meant to the people who watched them. So to see any hints that, and then as time goes, we start to learn how much they're paid, how much they make, and you learn, well, they still have to probably hold a day job to be able to do this, or they have to take their talents into other industries, like sometimes corporate voiceovers or the video games, at least side to at least. May make a few more ends meet. But I just thought this is that's just the disheartening part about having seen all of this happen, right? And just to harp on the fact that this was done by Amazon, out of all people. Just to harp on that fact. As I said, one of the richest companies in the world. They didn't need to do this, but we know, some of their practices, especially when it comes to unions. So maybe it wasn't a surprise that they decided to do it this way. It just feels like it's on brand for the way they treat they treat workers. But God damn it, you're one of the richest companies in the world. I don't think
Am I back? Did I make it back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Oh, sweet.
I was about to say,
time?
yeah, I've been recording the entire time. I was saying, but let me reset this thought for you. And I did kind of rant and use some moments of silence there.
No, but it's okay. You mentioned an individual's name and it all kind of crashed on me. It's all good.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's the thought, and I'm going to repeat this thought now, just because I was starting this thought, and then you can hear, and then I want to hear your reaction. Like, this is the shameful part about Amazon. Once again, harping on the fact that they're one of the richest companies in the world, but we sort of know how they like to treat a lot of people, right? We know they can afford this. We know they can afford a studio. God, they can build them. They could build a studio and be able to pay for some damn good quality to be done. Right? I can look, and this is not to say they should do it or not to endorse anyone there or to say they should try it and that they will try it. But if you're to give anybody like a chance, like if anybody really would need AI services, it would be for boutique companies who don't have the type of funds to make English dubs. So
I hear what you're saying, Mike. I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, like an Animigo or like a Discotech who constantly say they can't make dubs because they just plain can't afford it. They're the only. I would, if they wanted to try doing an AI dub, maybe I could excuse that just for budgetary reasons. But we also know they ain't gonna do that. They're not gonna do that because they know the fans too. They're fans. But it kind of comes back once again to my point about you can't get anything past fans. They're the ones who coined the idea, or who really harps on that idea and constantly says that we cannot get you. If you really want to know the quality of the work you're doing, you just may show it to an anime fan. They'll tell you. They will be absolutely honest with you. So we know that it's not something they would try. Maybe if it's just for a scene, they'll just throw one of themselves into the studio for a couple seconds. If it's just to plug a hole, which I know was part of that, part of some restorations they had to do. But yeah, okay, you're saying, Mo, you knew where I was going. Did I get you there?
No, you didn't. I thought you were going to talk about how what was it called? The distribution of like trying to get. Hold on. Let me get this right. This could be used as a positive to expand the access to this content to regions that normally would not get it. So you would dub this into languages of places where they don't have a viable option to do it correctly, I guess. Like for mass adoption in that sense. Like, because most things are dubbed into like, the major English and so forth languages. But
so major languages, other languages like English, French, Spanish.
Exactly. But maybe those are the major ones. I'm talking like minute ones that don't have, a wealth of voice actors to draw from to do the voice dub work for, right?
If need be.
Right. But either way, I still feel like, we need to there's got to be guidelines and barriers and rules and ways to do this stuff. I think every major actors union has put together some kind of comprehensive response to this in regards to consent and compensation and overall control of these works and these tools being used to produce this work. Right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I mean, actors unions have spoken. I know of an ACTRA post.
It's more in the sense of just like in general, just like there's nothing stopping this from getting better as time progresses. People are going to use these technologies. We can't, the genie's kind of out of the bottle in this. Can't put the toothpaste back in. AI is here. It's not going away.
Yeah, the horses left the barn. Whatever
Exactly.
cliche you want to use.
Dating
So
is
we're
already
here. So what's next, right? So what's next?
exactly.
Can we use it to make background noise? Can we fill in a few blanks? Just fill in parts of the whole, but not the whole thing.
Exactly. But either way, I feel like we should probably come to some kind of agreement on how to properly move forward with this, because if we don't, then,
Sure, there'll be and there's another actor strike coming.
I was going to say monopolies, but yes, that too could happen.
Well, we're at this point where we like the AI has its good points. It's just some things are, when it comes to art, right? When it comes to art, I guess we really want something real there. But my point also on on AI figuring things out later on, should these dubs continue, it sort of made me think of something. And we'll get to our watch lists a bit later, but one of the things I finished watching this week was the anime for Kowloon Generic Romance. And one of the things that, and I won't harp on any plot points, one of the cool things about it was its theme song. It's a really catchy theme song. I just for reference. So I want to look it up and look it up on YouTube, and then I saw somebody who put up an English cover of of its opening theme song. And the name of the theme is kind of lost on me at the moment. I won't look it up right now. And I played it with my friend who knows Japanese, and she said the English lyrics were spot on to the Japanese version, and the pacing and the way the words came out, it was absolutely perfect. And I thought it was fun to listen to. But I found out later on it probably was AI generated through a vSynth, like a Vocalite type device, Vocalite type program, to the lyrics being translated. I had mixed feelings about it after knowing that. I still thought it was catchy, but I'm not totally sure what to make of it.
Yeah, music's in a weird space with all this.
And this is just, but I think it was just it is a cover. Let's be honest. So
true, but it's like, AI music is just like, I don't know, man. It's just weird.
I actually I take fascination with English covers of any songs. So that's why I thought that was interesting point, and especially in light of this whole discussion, right? And anybody who's heard this show enough knows how much I would defend any attempts at English covers of Japanese anime songs, because it's just it's meant as an appreciation for. This wasn't an appreciation for.
No, definitely not.
I think it was an insult to everybody involved.
It felt like someone just trying to finish their homework real fast.
Oh, sounds like me. Okay, cool. Me with my C's and D's in university and high school. Okay, I don't know. Is there anything else to add to this? I mean, I don't know what else to add.
No, man. Let's
like I think I mean, there's nothing earth shattering in what we said. maybe just like classically in true anime roundtable fashion, anything we say is maybe another angle. But I don't think there's anything necessarily earth-shattering we'll say here. It's just, as I said, it's just we hope you really think about these type of things and approach these things from a bunch of different ways. In your pursuit and appreciation of the fine art of anime, manga, and anything else Asian pop culture. Sorry. Anything else you want to add?
No. I mean,
before we really lighten it up at the end,
I like that it happened. There was pushback, and it's kind of not happening again.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like that other stuff's happening, then we get to talk about the other stuff. That's more exciting.
Yeah, probably way more fun. And for reference to the listeners out there, yes, I did have to fill in a little bit of space. We didn't want to say Mo got disconnected because he did. It happens.
It's the internet, man.
Hashtag the internet. Hashtag the internet. I guess I can't download these in separate tracks. I'll just do it as one continuous track, and that's what's going to go up. But I will re-listen to it beforehand. Okay, so before we go this evening, as is tradition, as is tradition here, or the burgeoning tradition, we always like to ask everybody all around the table, since it's just Mo, what's on your anime-wise? What's on your read and watch list, and then I'll tell you what's on mine.
I mean, it's the anime event of the year. I believe everyone's watching it, so that's good too. But it's the final season of My Hero Academia.
So that's your watch right now. I never was familiar with it, to be honest.
Well, it's the big three, man. It's the new big three, or the big one, or the big zero. I don't know, man. It's really good.
The big three, okay. The big three right now. Who's the big three?
Let's not talk about that now. Let's leave that ambiguous forever and ever. I feel like the big three is just whatever you want it to be. Just your top three.
Okay. Well, I mean, can I take a guess as to what most people would put as their big threes for this generation?
Sure, let's hear it.
Okay, My Hero Academia for one. Demon Slayer these days. Jujutsu Kaisen.
I think so. That's good. That's good. It's 1 and 2.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia. I'm not totally sure what number 3 would be. Would it be One Punch Man or Demon Slayer? As much as I like Demon Slayer, and of all these titles, that's the one I'm most familiar with. And for reference, I did start Swordsmith Village. I watched the first episode of that.
What do you think?
Well, it looks like the arc will not have the other two, not have Inosuke and Zenitsu involved much. That's what it's shaping. That's what I'm beginning to think. And it's in the Swordsmith Village. They're so secretive about its whereabouts, so it's going to probably be attacked. Don't say anything yet.
I'm not, but I just love how good you are at this, man. Like, telegraphed.
Like, I mean, that's the sense I got after the double length for first episode, and I'll continue watching. I would have watched it a little bit more, but I'll get to that in a sec. I would have watched more by now, but you'll know why. Mo knows why. I'll tell you guys why in a few minutes. Anything else on the watch list, Mo?
Frieren.
Oh, is that how you pronounce it? Frieren?
Yep. Yeah. I'm like 12 episodes in. I will say, I think this has happened to me like 3 or 4 times now, where like I don't watch something because I don't watch, that much stuff to begin with. If people recommend stuff, be like, "Hey, you should watch Jujutsu Kaisen. It's really good. You should watch it." I'm like, "Okay, I'll watch it." Time passes by, I don't watch it. Then like season 2 comes out and I don't watch it, and then finally I sit down. Well, I'll watch it, and it's really good. It's really good. Season 3 is coming out soon, guys. It's really good. Same thing with Demon Slayer, really good. Same thing with My Hero, really good. And now I'm watching Frieren, also very good.
That's a watch list for you right now?
Yeah.
Aside from what I probably rammed down your throat? That did not sound right. That did not sound right. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
To
We're
be
not
fair,
editing. You realize we're not editing this.
I know, but to be fair, it did start off as a very good show. I did enjoy the first episode, and then it just got more insufferable as every episode progressed. Because goddamn, this lady, bro, she is just not.
Well, first of all, do we want to talk about the title? For what title you're mentioning that I recommended, and you watched the half the season of to this point?
To be fair, it's not my my genre of anime to begin with, so I don't really like it too much. But I figured I'd give it a go, and it wasn't bad. Just got worse as time progressed. like I'm like just I thought it'd get better, and it just did not.
Oh, for you, yes.
For me personally, yes.
Yeah, but The Angel Next Door spoils me rotten, and I guess because I've harped on all the other stuff that I've been reading as light novels and watching and reading in their manga form, reading in their manga forms.
Yes, I believe there's a Russian one that you spoke of.
Yeah, really highly of. Oh, can I actually before I continue harping on before I continue harping on Angel Next Door, because I just want to get this thought out before I forget it. Right before I forget it. Again, because I actually forgot to mention it in the Space Heater last week. What led me to ask the question I asked of Uesaka Sensei, or Uesaka-san, of Sumire Uesaka, right? And she can teach us if she wants. So Sensei might be a good word at some point. But if you remember, the question I asked Uesaka was, I asked her about, well, one, does she know about anything about her English counterparts, and that. And I brought up Sarah Natocini, who plays Alia in the English dub.
I remember this because I also remember how. Okay, I don't know, man. I thought that her response would have been something along the lines of no, but I think that's pretty cool. Maybe for the next season, yada yada yada. But her response being like, no, that's it, seems kind of harsh, man.
Oh no, never meeting them?
Yeah, no, in general, just like I've never thought about that. That's just no.
No, yeah. Well, she just said like, what would she have thought of ever has she met of any of her English counterparts, and or her counterparts in other languages, and would she be curious about that? And it's the answer you would have expected. Yes, like she's never met any of them, but she would be really curious. And she but she also added, well, she wouldn't really be able to have a conversation with most of them, but I mentioned to her that the reason Sarah Natocini, much like her, getting the role of Alia is both of them can speak Russian fluently, so they'd be able to have a conversation. What prompted me to ask the question, though, was there in recent years, there's been this I don't know if trend's the word, but during these public gatherings, during convention and especially during convention seasons, as conventions have gotten bigger and bigger, and way more and a lot more and very, very corporate. And of course, that's a for better or worse commentary that is forever on this podcast. But what's become a little bit more commonplace is a chance for both Japanese and Western personalities in these shows, in these IPs, to mingle, to meet. Whether it's writers and music composers, and certainly voice talents. I remember seeing concert footage of the dub voice of Tanjiro doing a concert reading with the Japanese voice of Tanjiro doing a reading with the dub voice of the English voice of Zenitsu, just playing off each other. At Anime North, we had the meeting of two Gundam Wing two actors who played the same character in Gundam Wing.
30th anniversary, man.
Hikaru Midorikawa was one of them. I forgot who the other one was. I think it was Mark Hilbreth or something. I would have to double check that. That was at the 2003 Anime North. And maybe most poignantly, we mentioned this after Rachel Lewis's passing. One of the photos that went up was her and, oh geez. At this point, right now, I'm getting tired because I forget her name. I forgot who played Utena right now, the Japanese voice of Utena, right? Kawakami Tomoko. There was a after Rachel Lillis's death, a lot of people showed off a picture of Rachel Lillis and Tomoko Kawakami, who both played Utena in English and Japanese, and it looked like they got along well. And this has become but the English and Japanese counterparts, and I think even the voice of the Japanese English voices of Naruto, it might be Naruto. They've met, and there's YouTube videos of that too. And the list goes on and on. This is becoming a little bit more commonplace. So that's why I wondered if Uesaka, for all the characters she had ever played in her career to this point, if she's ever met any of her English counterparts. And I was a little surprised to know she hasn't, but I'm sure she'd be like the idea. And it didn't surprise me over the idea that she would like to, probably because a lot of her colleagues have had that pleasure already, and maybe a lot of people she would look up to as senpais. So there you go. That's why I asked the question. Now, what was the other thought I wanted to talk about? Oh, Angel. Yeah. Okay. So my current watches. I just finished up over the last, because I encouraged Mo to watch just to see what I was seeing when I watched Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. After I finished Kowloon Generic Romance earlier this week, I started watching that. And when I watch anime, I hate watching stuff I generally avoid watching stuff from the new season. And I know I've said this before. It's basically because I left at a point and I want to see more and I have to wait.
Yeah, it's actually, I think that's a common thing, the whole waiting for it to come all out or to time it perfectly.
And it's fine. And that's sort of the way we consume things in the past when it was on broadcast television. But sorry, I cut you off.
You're good. You're good. I mean, I wish we can go back to the times where, you have to wait week to week to watch stuff, But,
yeah, we've I think in the last number of years, especially in streaming eras, which basically coined the idea of the binge watch, and maybe coined the term as well. And Little Doubt coined the term binge watch. We're at this point in history where, because of the way of simulcasting and publishing, sometimes you like both the English and the Japanese side are exposed to seeing things at the same pace. Maybe sometimes not in the same time frame. Just ask fans of Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. But we have to wait a week between for every episode, where we had been conditioned in much of the streaming era that an entire season usually comes out at once, and we're able to see it all pretty quickly. And I know we've had a debate about the merits of it, and sometimes I've fallen on the side of the week to week. I know I've fallen on the side of or defended the idea of doing things week to week anyway. So sometimes some of what I say you can probably toss out regardless. It's just for myself as a personal viewer and not somebody who's looking at this from the business aspect and the marketing aspect of it, just a plain viewer. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to. I cannot watch present season, like current season stuff for that reason. So I'll watch it next quarter. I'll watch it in the future when the season is long completed or near its completion.
Always a core ahead or a core behind.
Yeah. I mean, I watched Fragrant Flower. I watched Fragrant Flower just as the season ended. I started watching that because I know there will be a point where I want to mini binge it. Angel Next Door Spoiled Me Rotten one-upped the way I approach this, because I was able to watch all 12 episodes of the first season with the next season coming out in the spring. I watched all of that within, I think, 3 or 4 days. That's not something I normally would do, but I guess I'm a sucker for those type of shows.
To be fair, I can see why or how you were able to do it. Like I myself watched 6 episodes without even feeling it. It seems weird, but like it flows in a way, but it's just so.
You were waiting for the jump the shark moment, and
I wanted something to happen.
well, because like it's like, look, the wiki for this, the fandom wiki for this, where describes the show as a slow burn. So I sort of knew it was going to be one, and I guess I understood, and I guess I respected that as I started watching it. So I knew there would be, I'd have to like watch it move, watch the relationship between the two main characters kind of develop slowly over the 12 episodes. But you always knew pretty quickly they would get together.
Yeah, I think that's like in the first
you knew it. Well, probably in the first scene, you knew it would come that way, but just to watch how
he gave her his umbrella and then caught a cold in the first opening scene. Like, it's donezo, you know?
It's over. And then with her realizing that it happened on the account of that. Right. And then, you know, all the other stuff that happens after, immediately after, with her taking care of them.
Exactly.
Like their neighbors, and like they established pretty quickly, they had every reason, like at the beginning of the series, or at the beginning of the story, they had every reason to want to get to know each other because they're neighbors.
No, I just wished, or I thought that after the first episode, like halfway through the first episode, once all that is established, I thought to myself, okay, good. But at the end of this episode, they're in it, and then some conflict will happen, and that's the rest of the show. Nope, not at all.
Not at all. Nope. Some characters you thought who would be this or that, nope, they're not to this point. Like, they're not. Right? You thought the parents would bring tension?
Nope.
You thought the guy's parents would bring tension to the whole thing? Nope. They're cheering this on. Like his parents are cheering this on. They're really hoping for the best here, right?
True, and I will say it's I don't know, man. Just
it's saccharinely sweet. It's sugary sweet. I needed to brush my teeth after most episodes.
Like extra strength toothpaste, man.
Yeah. Colgate Total, dude. Colgate Total. The problem is, and this is like the latest trend with me, and just to underscore it one more time, these are all IPs that are based on light novels. The light novel is the core source. It's not a manga, or it's not a anime that became a manga adaptation. It's the original sin is a light novel. And just to backtrack a little bit, Angel Next Door, the animation studio is Project 9. It's the same studio that did My Stepmom's Daughter is also my ex, which many of you know, I'm a bit of a fan of, and I'm in the middle of reading the light novels for that. But we're at this point, I hate myself a little bit because now I want to read the light novels to Angel Next Door as well.
Or after season 2.
My understanding is that the anime covers the first 4 volumes. Would you believe it? You have trouble probably believing. You have trouble believing that you watched the Coles Notes version of volumes 1 and 2 of the light novel, essentially. Right? So that makes me want to pick that up and read. The problem is I'm reading, like, the only light novel I'm reading is Stepmom's Daughter. I'm reading, like, manga wise, I'm reading The Girl I Saved on the Train is My Childhood Friend. I know that's based on a light novel. I have that sitting here. And that's completed as a light novel. There's no anime adaptation. Manga Up has the manga series on that. And I know that the manga version of Angel Next Door is on this as well.
A lot of these are Project 9 titles, right?
I don't think Girl I Saved has not been animated.
No, but Stepmom's Daughter is.
Stepmom's Daughter, as I said. Angel Next Door, as I said.
Yep.
Yeah, those two are Project 9 titles. And for reference, going back to our little discussion, just our core discussion this week, neither of them have English dubs. Although Angel Next Door, funny enough, has a Hindi dub.
Ooh.
I may actually watch an episode in that just to see what it sounds like. Right? Why does nobody remember me in this world? You just put this up. What is this? Is this another one?
I figured as much. It seemed like in the trend time.
well, it's just sad about my my want. Oh, well, you can see the I'm just looking at this. Okay, I'll put this. I'll bookmark this. Thank you. Why does nobody remember me in this world? Okay, well, here's the thing. It's just, remember, light novels either go one of two genres: isekai or rom-com,
or both,
or sometimes a bit of both. Well, what would you call Haruhi Suzumiya?
Less
Looking
tough.
back on
It's
that.
not really. That's not really.
It's not really either, is it?
True. It's before its era.
It's before really we defined the light novel medium and its relation to the rest of fandom, right? And in many ways, it's the whole light novel thing is still kind of free flowing. How to properly define it, I think, or at least the way. Maybe this is the thinking of an older guy, of an older fan, anyway, right? So take that for what it's worth. That's my current watch. Well, now that I'm done Angel Next Door, and Manga Up's offline viewing aspects are non-existent. They don't just suck.
I gotta say, man, that's terrible that they don't have offline viewing. Like, what's going on?
That's the thing is, and we talked about Manga Up a few years ago when it first came on. It's not bad. I like the selection on it is not bad, and all the censoring issues that, as far as I can tell, have been long fixed up and non-existent, or at least the most pressing ones. It's just that there's no option for offline viewing, and as somebody who takes the subway, and on the topic of non-existent, cell phone service in the subway, near non-existent. Depending on whether or not you're with Rogers, I guess.
No, it's near non-existent. But hey, sometimes
you'll get a moment, but they're trying to make that a lot better. Lots of things with the TTC.
They got some new lines opening up for money.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah. It's not the one. It's not the Eglinton though. So the work on that continues, and I still would at least consider putting money on the idea of it being ready when those who were born the day of the beginning of its construction finally go to college, because they're in high school now. Anybody born on the day that construction started on the Eglinton line are now well into high school.
Old enough to
I think they're second. I think they're at least at worst in second year.
True.
So college, university, let's go.
I do enjoy how they call it line 5.
Because line 4 is the Scarborough LRT, which broke down. So that's another story altogether.
Are they going to bring that back? They should bring it back.
It's a busway. They're trying to redesign it as a busway.
They can bring it back. Why not?
Well, but I mean, they have to make the bridges work, I guess. Anyway,
just drill that, man. Just get some drills going,
Yeah, let's go, man. No, but they have to finish the Eglinton first. They have to finish line 5 first. Anyway, where I was at was oh God, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, the thing is, that's why I had to take the second tier on Crunchyroll, the Ultimate Fan or something, which allows you to allows offline viewing of anime, and that's probably how I'll continue Demon Slayer. That's how I was able to watch Fragrant Flower on Netflix. Oh, do we want to say something about Netflix and Warner Brothers for a second tier.
Oh, you know what? I was gonna mention that, and then I'm like, well, maybe they might like not happen, and then we'll look like, I don't know, but that was kind of interesting that they just went ahead and did that. And to be fair, if anyone's gonna buy Warner Brothers, I mean, I'm kind of cool with it being Netflix, because the other option is not good.
Well, it's other legacy companies swallowing each other up, like Disney pulling off the Fox, right?
Exactly, and Amazon with MGM, and now Netflix with Warner. All same thing with what's it called, Paramount Skydance, right? That happened.
And Paramount trying to actually do that to Warner Brothers, right?
God, can you imagine if Paramount gets Warner Brothers? Like, I'd rather Netflix have Warner Brothers. Like it could be good. Like, everyone's freaking out about it, and it is pretty bad, but it could be good, maybe.
Yeah. Counter evil with another evil, right? AKA Reddick.
Hey, and Netflix has been putting stuff in movie theaters recently, and I like that. And maybe if they take over Warner Brothers, they can keep doing that too. Hopefully.
Well, it would be the distribution would be part of it, I would presume.
Fingers crossed, man.
So, and remember, Netflix has its and is there an anime angle to this? Well, probably no more than the FIFA World Cup draw. But remember, Netflix has more than a few anime shows these days. They've been dipping a little bit more into the Asian stuff.
That is true. That is true.
And Warner Brothers, and it does include HBO Max. And I know they've had some good Cantonese movies on that. But remember, Warner Brothers was the owner of Crunchyroll before Sony took it over too. Right. So, what would the effect ultimately be? Well, I guess. We've gone too far.
No, but we have. But I feel like even the effects wouldn't be felt for at least several years. At which point, hopefully, things have stabilized. We're back to pre-pandemic levels at movie theaters. People are going back to watching movies, and that's okay that Netflix now owns several movie studios.
Well, let's find out. First of all, this has to pass muster with the regulators, and we'll see if there's
mustard.
And we'll see if there's a political favor needed to have it happen. There isn't anything that in there that Netflix that should be eliminated from Netflix for this to go through. Is there?
No, I don't think so.
Cool. So but I guess that's just a perfunctory thought and maybe something else to think about. That news came out yesterday before the taping of this, much like the whole Amazon dub thing came out the day before James and I did last week's Space Heater chat.
Did you get an email from Netflix about the merger or the buyout?
No. Actually, okay, and this is the last thing on the topic of the streaming services tonight. The last thing maybe we'll talk about Crunchyroll, on the topic of Crunchyroll, because we had really yet to mention them this week, because they're always good for a headline or two. They're going to end their ad support. They announced earlier today that they're going to fully end their ad supported tier at the end of the month. So at the end of the calendar year.
I don't know.
December 31st.
I don't know what they're thinking in doing this. Like, there's got to be like a good reason why they would do this.
Well, some people joke it's to pave the way for an ad supported tier, paid tier at some point. The problem, look, it's sort of a non-issue here in Canada because that was long discontinued here, right? That was long discontinued here.
I do remember us talking about this, but then again, we are Canada. Our market is smaller than America's.
Yeah. I mean, we are smaller than the Americas. And then what type of ads would you put?
The ads are weird, man. Especially, it's hard.
Yeah. So, just those are just the things to kind of think about. Right? Those are just kind of the things to think about. So, that's probably as much as we got, right? And what does it mean? I don't know. I don't think it's really relevant. I mean, looking at the reports, there hasn't really been much of a selection anyway in the free tier, because I think they don't put anything fairly recent as part of the free tier. I think I think the most recent items on it were from 2022. I guess it could be like a sampler for anybody considering a paid tier. Just to tease. I know it was popular for the most recent One Piece episode. That's probably why it only goes up to 2022.
I mean, it could just be cost cutting measures. Maybe they're trying some new strategy we don't know about. Either way,
okay, a strategy, yeah.
Either way, I feel like they're it's not the best of all looks, at the beginning of
well, when you take away something that's free, it never, I guess, is. But sometimes, and I love to say the phrase, "There's nothing more dangerous than free." I don't know what the danger was here, so who knows? And yeah, I guess we'll just wait for the other shoe to drop as to what the strategy is in doing this. I got my money. I don't got my money on this. But would you put any money on the idea that they would do a paid ad tier?
Yes, 1,000%. They're getting rid of the free bottom ad supported tier for one of two reasons. Either they're gonna relaunch some new ad supported tier and it's like part of a new branding strategy or whatever, or they're gonna introduce a new paid ad tier.
Yeah, well, so what? But what? Once again, comes down to the ads. What would you put there? What could it appeal to anime fans? But then, I don't know how. I don't have the greatest idea on how ads are decided.
All I know is that the black flag is still waving out there. For people who want to consume content in the not of all of greatest ways. But I do understand where they're coming from as a business with Crunchyroll and why they might want to stop a free ad supported tier like that. Maybe try to move it to a paid ad supported tier. It's dumb. They shouldn't do it, but if they are doing it, they'll, we'll see. It's like, I don't know. There's this idea of like, sooner or later, the straw and the camel's back, analogy. They can only push people so far and whatnot. Who knows? Maybe this might be the thing that does it, and let's mass revolt. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, maybe we've said enough.
Oh no, man! We can say some more. Say some more.
What do you want? What do you want me to sing the praises of Angel Next Door for just a little longer?
Or how the Leafs lost? How did they lose in a shootout? That's kind of wild, man.
Well, I mean, the fact that they were able to get a point kind of helps. Anyway, but that's their second. So three. That's 3 games against Montreal to this point this season, and the Leafs have a 1 regulation win, 1 regulation loss, and now a shootout loss.
Don't worry, man.
3 of a possible 6 points.
In like 3 months' time, when they're on the verge of winning it all.
I love the way you're laughing as you're saying this, by the way.
I'll tell you right now, man. Game 7 of the finals in Toronto.
You cannot say this with a straight face, dude.
Hey, man, I called it for the Blue Jays, and we almost did that.
Didn't? Yeah, they almost had it all, didn't they?
They did.
They almost got it all.
The Leafs this year, man. Game 7, it's gonna happen in Toronto. We're gonna have it all. I think we should call it there, man.
Oh boy. What can you do? Well, let's worry about making the playoffs first, and that's ends their win streak right there. Oh, I forgot to mention one last joke. One last joke about Angel
Next Door.
Angel Next Door. Okay.
Spoiled them rotten.
Yes, I can't always say that. It's a mouthful, but
it's better than other ones. It's better than other ones.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if you noticed. You got to the episode where they played video games, right?
I did like how it was a Switch. I thought that was cute.
Which has me coming to this point.
Nintendo greenlight that? Like, did they get Nintendo's blessing on that?
Well, no, I don't know, because in the manga, it's the video game system is depicted as a PlayStation.
Really?
Yes. I shit you not. I had to bring this up. This is the lone note I made coming into the episode. I've made no other notes for the episode as we taped it.
They were very vague about it in the show. It was like, is that just a video game console? Yes, it is a video game console, and they play some stupid platformer.
They
So
play.
it could
They
have been
play,
anything.
yeah, and then but the music tells you bad
The
music
the
tells.
music. Oh man, the music. What is up with that, man?
Well, I guess no, they did not get no Nintendo's permission. That's what the music says. That's what I. That's what. And as I said, and in the manga, and I've yet to see that actual scene in the manga. But the thing is, he's playing video games with his friend, and it's a PlayStation. In that point, I think it's, or if I let me double check, it could be a PlayStation with Dreamcast controllers. And on that note,
I think that was fun, man.
Yeah. We didn't get to James' length here.
I don't think we can ever top James. Come on, man. He's too tall.
That's true too. And on that note, let us know what you think, whether you're watching or listening to this, either in the comments down below, we're likely on YouTube. AnimeRoundtable.com. You can is our link tree. Leads to our socials, but as a general rule, it's at Anime Roundtable. Hey, if you're seeing this on YouTube, do us a favor, give us a thumbs up. It'll greatly help us and the roundtable as a whole. And do us one final favor while you're at it. Give us a subscribe on YouTube, a follow on Twitch, and a bookmark wherever you get your podcast. That way, you'll know when we do something else. And on that note, and also if you are on Spotify, look for our music playlists to hear songs from from various titles we bring up. One down and one more to go for quota in December.
Hopefully before New Year's we can get one more in.
Yeah. Well, I'm confident. As I said, I got a stream, and because I got some stuff to open up. I'll sharpen the box cutters for it. Okay.
Hey.
Anyway, but thanks, Mo. Thanks for the time. And earnestly, thanks for the time. And James, Amy, Kevin, they'll enjoy they'll be back soon. But they deserve to enjoy their Saturday as well. And you know who else deserves to enjoy it?
Apparently not the Leafs.
No, not the Leafs. No. What do they deserve? You know who else deserves
Stanley Cup, man? They deserve the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. The rest of the country will probably disagree as well. But to the half dozen people who will listen to this, thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, assuming this goes up early enough before the weekend ends. But enjoy the day wherever you are. Thanks for listening, and who knows? I don't know what next time will be. Will it be a stream, another Space Heater, or episode 98? Maybe we should put money on that. Anyway, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you soon enough. Certainly before the turn of the year. Good night.